Hey, Chuck here from Brady Adventures. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and definitely if you enjoy this, think about subscribing. Today we're going to talk to you about radios. So the radio I got here today is the MXT105. This is brand new on the market. Before this, I believe it was the MXT100, and I was looking at this. It was a about $130 on Amazon. It's a GMRS radio that is mobile mount with a separate antenna. This has not been an option in the GMRS range for a long time, and out on at our cabin. So if you see my sister channel, Rockwell Adventures, we film a lot of stuff out on our property where we hunt, and we use a lot of off-road vehicles and tractors and things like that. We use GMRS radios all the time, and vehicle mounted option was never something that we had available to us. And so I'm going to unbox this thing, and I'm really excited about it because they have a 5-watt version. Just so you know, they also have two higher end versions, a 15-watt and a 20-watt, which is going to get you super long range. So here's the deal with this. I'm getting this because I'm going to be able to talk to my guys that are out in the field moving around on the ground between 2 and 5 miles away from me. That's a huge deal. But if you are overlanding, this is going to be the great radio for you. This does require a license, but it's very economical. I believe right now the license is $80 for a 5-year license, no tests required. This is a huge deal for the overlanding community, and this is going to be your #1 radio. This or the 15 or the 20-watt version. I think this is going to be adequate. So now we're going to open this thing up and show you what you get for your $100. So you can see this is a very small box. You know, this is not like the size of a CB. It's amazingly small. So this is the only GMRS radio with a remote with a separate antenna that you can buy. So right now your only options that are even similar to this in terms of a vehicle mount radio are basically CBs or going to be your ham shortwave radios. They require a higher end license. They're way more expensive, and the CBs, honestly, the quality just is really not there. The quality and the distance that you're going to get, the range from the radio, not there. So this is basically the sole product on the market that can give you the range and the quality that you need without an oppressive licensing scheme. So right now, Midland is ruling the market on this stuff, and now we're going to bust it open and show it to you. One of my future videos, you're going to see me running this radio along with all of the ground-based radios and the guys running around with handhelds on our property. So we'll be running this over a couple hundred acres, and you'll get to see how it really works inside the Land Cruiser. All right, let's crack this bad boy open and try not to cut my hand off while I'm doing it. All right, so this is not, oh, son of a bitch. This is not easy open packaging. Where's Amazon when you need K? All right, so let's see what we got here. Son of a. So if you know, I've had surgery on my hand and my shoulder, and this is some. All right, wow. So so this is the radio right here. You can see this is about the size of the palm of my hand. It's very small. There's a couple clips, so you've got a nice mount. This is a solid metal mount with some pretty rugged plastic clips that are going to hold that in. Really tiny. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to mount this in the Land Cruiser yet, but man, you could really stick this anywhere. So it slides in just like that. And you've got a space for your power cable. It's got a plug for your external speaker, and this is where your antenna is going to hook up. So believe it or not, in this small package, this comes with a magnetic antenna. And this thing is so incredibly small. Like, I was wondering where this antenna was inside the package, and they make this thing look a lot bigger than it is, but this is a tiny antenna. And yeah, in these pictures, you just have no idea how small this is. You're thinking this is a base like this, like a CB, but it really isn't. I mean, this antenna is sort of a joke, but you can buy a wire and a long 3-foot antenna that's tuned for this radio, and you're going to get amazing range connected with your guys who are in the field with handheld GMRS radios. And so for us, in the type of overlanding that we do and the type of hunting and outdoor activities that we do, this is going to help us communicate across a very, very large amount of area for a very reasonable price without a complex licensing and expensive licensing process. So for us, this was the best choice. But you got your mic that's going to plug in. This feels pretty heavy duty. It's probably going to work pretty good. And a mic mount, which this is just a little dimple that gives you sort of a pressure mounted with a sticky backing. So I'll find a place to put this in the vehicle that I can just hook it up. I think I'm going to do this in the center console somewhere. But that's just going to plug into the front of the radio, which is actually pretty nice. So it's just like this is sort of your own phone connector, like a telco kind of connector. And that just kind of slides up on. I'm not really sure why that is the way that it is, but whatever. Good enough. But for $100, you basically have an extremely powerful, extremely clear radio. You do need to get a license for this if you're going to transmit, but if you've got guys in the field that have these kind of handheld radios and one of these, you can really cover a lot of ground. So we're going to be covering a couple hundred acres. You've seen the Project 4Runner and Project Land Cruiser. We'll both have one of these radios, and we'll try these out in the future too over long distances with our vehicles. But I think these are going to be the best things that you can get anywhere near the money that we're talking about. So the Midland MXT105 is the 5-watt model. I think that's probably good enough for most people. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And also leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this radio, if you're already using one or one of the previous models, or if you're using GMRS or FRS or any other kind of radio. Let us know what you're using and how that's working for you. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.